Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna talk about the TinyCam Monitor Pro for IP cameras. I have it running here on the Fire Stick. As you can see, I have the remote control for the Fire Stick, and also it's running here on my phone. So it runs on Android as well. You see here the version for Android that I can get on Google Play. It has the same features that I have on the version of the Fire Stick, including a web server, which is pretty interesting. And back here to the Fire Stick, you see that I have the remote control, and I can come down here and see this web server running as well. So it works pretty fine. On the top, you see that's the TinyCam Monitor Pro, but this is for Amazon, right? That's a different version. Works with Amazon devices like the Fire Stick, for example. Basically, Android devices, okay? And if I come here, see that I have more than one camera working at the same time, and I can have more. I'm gonna show you how to add more cameras here. I can put the camera on the full screen, and here I see some information about the compression, also the frame rate and the speed. Here's a logo that's coming from the camera itself. Here I have the motion detection enabled for this camera. And then the camera can record here on the Fire Stick itself, or you can also record into the cloud. If I just come back here, you see that I have this option to use TinyCam Cloud, okay? It's a paid subscription, then you can record there on the cloud as well. Here I can have the camera in background mode, so when something happens, the camera pops up. Let's say you are watching something, and then there's a motion in front of the camera, it pops up on the screen. You can manage the camera, scan the network to find different cameras available. As you can see, I have a lot of them here. It works with Tapo cameras, works with Arlo, Wansview, Blink camera, Wansview, Q5, I have one just right there. Zoom camera, it's one of the cameras that I have available there as well. And it's pretty interesting the way that can work with different cameras, okay? Even having a cloud account or connecting directly to the camera using a special protocol. Let me just show here basically on manage cameras that I have 4 of them already that I can just come here. Let's say, for example, this Tapo C200. I just come here to the 3 dots, edit, and here you see that I have the camera name and the brand here I'm using Wansview. That's a protocol that the camera has available. I can just come here and select the brand that I want. You see a lot of them, really a lot of different brands here. You just need to look for the one that you want. So many cameras, guys, okay? There we go. But if it's not available here, see Wise Cam, for example, if it's not available here, you can use a protocol that's universal, like the Wansview protocol. So back here to the top, see the long list, and back here have the option for generic cameras. And for this Wansview, it's a universal protocol that works with security cameras, okay? So basically I have this enabled on my camera, and then I have a username and password there. Let's say you want to have a Tapo, for example. You just go to the Tapo camera, enable an account, create a username and password, and you're good to go. Pretty simple, okay? And then here, let me just come back here. So I have to insert the username and password just on the login settings. Here, username. I have back there on my app this username here. Okay, let me just type here. Tapo, okay, Tapo, and then here C216, that's the one. That's the username that I gave to my camera. Then I can just come here, next, and then the password. I just have a simple password there, so I can test it quickly. There we go, and that's it. Then I come back here. Check the status. It's going to connect to the camera and test if it's working. It is, you see. Pops up the image here. I have all the information. And I just close this. Come back to the main screen. Live view. Wait for it to pop up, and there we go. have the camera working already. That's the Tapo, you see, C216, and can even use the remote control as well. And this one is pretty responsive. It's faster than the other cameras. It works pretty fine. So it's super simple to set up. And I can come here to the web browser, web server, right? Enable the web server here. You see then that I have an IP address that I can use from my computer. And basically the camera is sending the streaming here to the Fire Stick, and the Fire Stick is acting as a web server. Then I can have remote access from my computer, okay? Let me just come here to my computer. You see that I have the IP address here on the top. And then I can just log in with my username and password. Okay, just log in. There we go. It's asking me to change the password. It's a weak password just to test. Here I have some recordings that I can play. I have manual recording, and also here you can see recording by motion because I just enabled motion detection in the camera. There's the recording that I was testing before. And I can play any one of them. See that's playing right here. It works pretty good. You see here that's coming to the live view now. Takes a while to load, but I can load via web browser as well. Multiple cameras. Takes a while to load, but loads multiple cameras here. And it just works with the web server, okay? I'll just come back here to the Fire Stick again. You see that's running back there. And I can come here to settings, and from here I can create passwords to connect to the web server. See here, the web server, then you have the port, secure connection if you want to enable, port forwarding to connect to the internet remotely from the internet. You can set up your router, and here the username and the password. Okay, guest connection enabled, so it works. And then for the camera itself, I can have, let's say, for example, I can just come back to the camera here and enable recording. See here, camera settings. I have every information that I need here just to connect to the camera. Remember that I don't need to insert all this information, okay? The software itself gets this information from the camera, it pulls all the information, put it here, and I just need to know the username and password. And here I can come to recording and set up the recording frame rate, 10 frames per second, for example, time lapse, and then the local recording. Just enable here and start recording locally. You see that I have some recordings already here, 414 megabytes. And I can also record to an FTP server. Here's some recording quota. Delete the archive, Telegram recording. So pretty interesting what I can do here with this camera. Motion detection, something important as well. So I can have in-app motion detection. That means the TinyCam Monitor Pro is going to detect. Okay. And then here I have the settings, so I can change the sensitivity here. And object detection, person detection, face, events, something important, sound on motion. Every time there's motion, there's a sound here. System notification, email notification, Telegram notification, zoom and track on motion, wake up on motion. That's that I'm using here. When it's in background mode, the camera pops up when there's motion. Webhook, if you are an advanced user, want to use webhook, for example, and video events as well. Important to come here and enable video events so the camera can record when every time there is motion, for example. Also record to FTP on motion, to Telegram on motion. Guys, remember to come here to enable this, otherwise it's not going to record. So video events, and also events, sound, things like this, and motion. Then you're good to go When you come back here to the camera and there's motion there, you're gonna hear sound, and also it's going to record, okay? You can load the camera. It's a different one. I'm just use this one. So I can come here with the PTZ and move the camera. Let's see if I move the camera and it's going to detect motion or not. I was testing like moving something in front of the camera. Depending on the system, sometimes it doesn't recognize the PTZ as a motion detection. Just need to come in front of the camera. It did in this case, you see? It's making a sound here and popping up. So you recognize this as a motion. So pretty good. I was just testing a different way, so I was just testing here with you guys now if it works with the PTZ, and it works. There we go again. And then let me see, for example, if I want to add a new camera. Usually what I do is pretty simple. I go to the camera, I set up the camera to work with the username and password back there. I have another video here in the channel on how to do that, okay? So just make sure that you watch the video and how to do the configuration on the camera itself. But here, when the configuration back there in the camera is good, you just come here and you scan the network, just like so. So it looks for the cameras available. You see here, it comes from 0 to 100%, looks for all the cameras available. And then you just need to come here and check the camera that I want. Here, for example, I don't want this one, I don't want this one. You just check the one that I want. And you come here to this button to add the camera. After adding the camera, then you come there on the settings. I'm just come here to the settings, manage cameras. And from here, you go to the three dots and then you set up the camera, okay? So 3 dots, edit. And here you see that I don't need to change this information here. It's everything by default pulled from the camera by this TinyCam Pro software, okay? So here I'm gonna insert the username that I have there on my camera. Remember, you have to go to the camera and set up this, then you come here, and it may be different for you. You see with the Tapo camera was a different user. Here I'm using admin as the user. And good here. Come to the top, camera status, and it's connecting, you see? It grabs all this information here because it's connecting, it shows the image here for a while. And then come back here, manage camera, live view. And now it's working with 4 cameras. So pretty good, pretty easy to work with. And you can even use it with your cell phone if you want to, okay? So that's a quick overview of this TinyCam. Let me just come back here with the name again. TinyCam Monitor Pro. You can get this from the Amazon App Store, or you can get a version for Android devices as well. It works pretty good. You can have your TinyCam Cloud to access remotely, and you can have your browser set up as well, all right? I hope you like this video. Just please subscribe to this channel, leave your thumbs up and your comments, and I see you in the next one.